your source for all things Everton. I'm James Pendleton. I'm here to talk about Everton receiving another 2-point deduction for breaching PSR. Yeah, an absolute farce. I can't believe that we've actually been hit with a second punishment in the same season, all while so much else is going on in the Premier League with other teams, and Everton been punished twice in one season. It is an absolute joke. Everton was deducted 10 points, the biggest punishment in the history of top-flight English football. That was then reduced to 6. Everton has now been deducted 8, which is 1 point off what you get if you are literally entering administration. Just read the David Ornstein tweet here. Everton handed 2-point deduction for breaching PSR. The penalty imposed by the Independent Commission of the Premier League referred Everton to in January is Merseyside Club's second of the campaign. Everton's latest deduction drops them down a place to 16th in the Premier League, 2 points relegation zone. They've got 7 days to respond if they want to appeal. I mean, it's just an absolute joke, isn't it? Let's all be real here. Everton have definitely done something wrong. Have they done 8 points worth wrong? Absolutely no chance. With all the other things going on in the Premier League, the fact that we had obviously the COVID, we had the Sigurdsson situation, we have obviously the stadium, the fact that we are practically ownerless. We've got so much going on at the club at the minute, and to just be getting kicked while we're down like this is an absolute joke. As I do not disagree that Everton have done something wrong this season. The fact that Nottingham Forest signed about 27 players last season, and they have been deducted 4 points, 2 of which were, well, there was I think it was meant to be 6 points, but ended up being 4 because they went along with the Premier League or some nonsense. Everton obviously did work with the Premier League, and yet they were deducted the biggest point deduction in the history of top-flight English football prior to the reduction of that. And even with that reduction, it was still 6, still a hell of a lot of points to lose. Everton should be sat right now, I believe, in 14th place in the table, 35 points, 10 points off the drop, with a far superior goal difference to the teams down there, and should be in practically zero danger of going down, and should be preparing for next season. But no, instead we've been put into this, all while the likes of Man City, Chelsea, they go on and do whatever they want. United sign 1 million players every summer for astronomical fees, and with all these other things going on, Everton are the ones who are being made an example of, to the surprise of nobody, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, what does it mean for our season? There's 7 games left, 2 points above the drop zone. We do have a game in hand on every team, bar Palace around us. Palace, who are safe, would be very surprised if they were to go down. Points-wise, they're only 3 ahead of us. Obviously, they were 1 point ahead of us with a worse goal difference. But yeah, it's just an absolute shambles. And you know, if Everton were to stay up after losing 8 points that would have sent Everton down the last 2 seasons, but that is just testament to obviously how poor certainly the bottom 2 teams are, as you saw on the weekend. Obviously Luton aren't great either, but they're fighting, and they managed to get a lot of late goals, and they got a great spirit and stuff. But in terms of the quality, if this was last season, I think Everton would probably be not mathematically down, obviously, but wouldn't be far off it. Whereas obviously this campaign we are keeping our heads above water. Obviously in 16th place, Forest obviously below us, worst goal difference by 6. Looking at the table now, Luton goal difference is 10 worse off, and obviously they're 2 points behind us, but we're back to within a game of the bottom 3, which is an absolute disgrace. Everton should have 35 points. As I say, I don't disagree that we've done something wrong, and maybe we should have lost a couple, but to lose 8 is an absolute farce. And yeah, you feel like sometimes when you have games and you feel like you got to win game, like you concede a couple of goals and then you have to go win a game again. I feel like we've got to stay up all over again for not the 3rd time, because we were so poor in the last sort of 12-13 games, but this feels like the 2nd time this season I feel like we've had to make ourselves theoretically safe from relegation because of the absolute nonsense that's gone on. And yeah, the Premier League is an absolute disgrace for how they've handled this. An independent commission is obviously being used to make up these punishments, to make up shit as they go along. Let's be real here, it's an absolute farce. But there we are. Everton are thankfully still above the relegation zone and have got it well within their hands to pull clear. It's just going to take a lot, because I think the players began to feel the weight of that deduction after they lost a couple of games, and the fans started to turn a little bit, and obviously the stuff going on with the board and everything, I think that started to really affect the players. And to lose another couple of points, you go and get that win on the weekend, it feels like you've only got a draw now. Obviously Barlow not getting anything from it, but yeah, it's an absolute shambles, an absolute disgrace. And yeah, but here we are. We've just got to fight against it, support the team, sack all this stuff up, changing the manager, anything like that. Just forget about it for now. Not bother what you think. You just got to support the team now and give it your absolute all, and hope the players do the same, because they would really go up in my estimation if they were to survive after having 2 ridiculous point deductions. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts down below, and we'll speak again soon. Nice one.